Okay, Joe, thank you. I'm here at the live desk right now with Grand Rapids Mayor George Hartwell with more on today's cuts. Thank you for coming in today.
Well, surely.
The cuts that have just come down, are you concerned at all for the safety of citizens in Grand Rapids with the fire and the police cuts as they stand right now?
Well, I am. You know, this is year 10 of cuts in city government. 9 years in a row we've made cuts, and now today the announcement of another 125 jobs. 8% of our total workforce. That takes us to 25% of the workforce cut since 2001. Of course, it's going to affect services across the board, Susan, from police and fire to parks and recreation services to all the functions that take place in City Hall. It's a very difficult time.
You've been talking about tax increases today. What are the options for the city in that regard?
Well, keep in mind, first of all, that the mayor can't raise anybody's taxes. The city commission can't raise anybody's taxes. The city manager can't raise anybody's taxes. Only by a vote of the citizens can we raise taxes in the state of Michigan at the local level. At some point in time, probably within the next year, the Grand Rapids City Commission will vote on putting a question before the taxpayers of Grand Rapids, whether they want to support additional services in the city. If you value the services that the city provides and we're no longer able to provide those with the revenues we have, then it's time to ask the citizens if they are prepared to vote for an increase in their tax.
Are there any other options? This is not unique to Grand Rapids.
Sure. And keep in mind that we've been working on those options right along for some number of years. So there can be and there may be further cuts. We've negotiated concessions with our labor unions, and we will negotiate for additional concessions. We're working with our surrounding communities on consolidation of services, and there's savings to be had there. We're exploring all of those in a way that even more aggressively than we have been in the past.
If you see a question put to the voters, how much would you like to see generated in tax revenue?
That's way premature to even think about answering that question. First of all, we've got to go to the voters and ask them, not as in a formal way on a ballot, but through focus groups, through public meetings, start talking to our citizens about the nature of a tax increase, the amount of a tax increase, whether it would be income tax or property tax, whether it would be designated to a particular city service or available generally. There's a long way to go before I could answer your question.
Okay. Mayor George Hartwell, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
We are continuing to cover these cuts in Grand Rapids and the reaction to them. Coming up at 5:30, hear from those who made the jump from City Commission to State Legislature and what they have to say about the job slashing. And at 6 o'clock, what do Grand Rapids residents have to say about this? Are they willing to pitch in to help in this budget crunch? We have a lot more information for you. All you have to do is check it all out at woodtv.com.